A quest for fame becomes a fight.
It was his idea to start the channel.
This channel was never my channel. It's always been her channel.
Now who's the one
Wow.
putting on a show?
He wasn't paying me half for all of the things that I put into the channel to start off.
Well, what she doesn't understand is this was her first priority. This YouTube channel was her first priority.
No.
It's not my first priority.
This is Judge Judy. Keshwan Clark is suing her former friend, Corey Ingram, for the cost of props to start their YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's case number 48 on the calendar in the matter of Clark versus Ingram. Both parties have been sworn in.
Thank you, Bird. Miss Clark, you and the defendant were friends, according to you, for a very long time. And according to you, you thought it would be fun to start a YouTube channel. I don't know what that is or what it's supposed to do.
So a YouTube channel, you post videos on there it was content for fans to see. The videos could be comedic skits, vlogs, anything like that.
And how do you make money doing that?
We haven't made money from it yet, so for you to make money from it, you have to have a lot of people watch your videos. You have to have a lot of subscribers, and your views have to be extremely high. You get after 1 million views, I think you get 5 cents per view.
When did you start this YouTube channel?
It was when we started our YouTube channel, yes.
Great. And in order to start the YouTube channel, you had to buy certain equipment. Is that right?
Yes.
In order to start it, tell me what equipment you had to buy.
So for our YouTube channel, I purchased the camera, the massage wand, the camera bag, the reflector, the mic, the photo stand, the electric muscle stimulator. Those are all the things that I purchased for the channel.
Okay. And that was 2.5 years ago.
All of these weren't purchased 2 years ago. Some of them were purchased 2 years ago. And yes.
Then you didn't answer my question. I said, what items did you purchase in order to start your YouTube channel?
Yes, to start the channel.
Start it.
Yes, to start the channel.
You needed, don't look down. What did you need to start the YouTube channel in March of 2018? Did you need a camera?
Yes.
Did you need lights?
Yes, we did.
Did you need props?
To start the channel, yes.
And all of those things you needed in order to start it,
yes.
Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So those things were bought 2.5 years ago, if they were bought to start it.
Yes.
Now, according to what I read in your complaint and in his answer, you stopped making these videos in June of 2020.
Videos because he wasn't putting in his part. He wasn't paying me half for all of the things that I put into the channel to start off. And as our YouTube channel went on, I felt myself having to force him to film videos. He didn't come up with much of any ideas. This YouTube channel was his to start. It was his idea to start the channel. I just helped out by purchasing a majority of the things that I knew we needed to start the channel.
Yeah, that's what you memorized. That's in your complaint. So for 2.5 years, you worked together to make videos. And when COVID became a problem, it wasn't so easy making videos outside. Be a fair statement?
Yes, but... Yes.
Is that your problem?
Well, we were making videos inside.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, during COVID,
Did you
yes.
continue to make videos? Did you continue to make videos inside?
Yes.
In March, April, May, did you continue to make videos inside?
Yes, in my home.
I assume that if you were doing that, then you had people watching you.
Yes, we still do.
The two of you did it together in your home.
Yes, in my home, yes.
So did the defendant come to your home to make the videos?
Yes, we were never at his house to make any content. It was always at my house.
All I asked you was, did the defendant come to your house to make the videos?
Yes, ma'am.
And who do you live with?
I live with my...
Just you, your parents, and the defendant.
And the house is also my 2 sisters.
Now, where did Corey live?
Corey lives in Vista, so he's 7 minutes from my house. I live in Oceanside.
And he came to your house, according to what I'm putting together, at least through June.
Yes.
How did he get to your house?
He drove his own car to get to my house.
What kind of a car does he have?
I'm not sure the brand of car.
What kind of a car do you have?
I have a Chevy Malibu 2015.
What kind of a car did you drive to the studio today?
The Chevy Malibu 2015.
And what kind of a car did Mr. Ingram drive?
His car? His gray car?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Yes, his car.
And when was the last time prior to today that you saw Mr. Ingram?
It It's been a couple months. I haven't seen him in a couple months since our last video.
And exactly what date was your last video?
It's June 12th, I think. I'm not sure of the exact day, but I know it's June.
And what happened, Mr. Ingram, at that last video? You want to tell me?
Yeah, it was a reaction video to a music video that she wanted to do. This channel was never my channel. It's always been her channel. I don't know why she tries to say it's mine.
Don't go off on a tangent with me, please.
Got it.
I asked you what it was about.
A reaction video.
And can you tell me why it is that having been to as a we project, the last video we made, which is what you say in your answer, tell me what happened on June 12th that caused you and the plaintiff not to see each other again?
Well, what she doesn't understand is this was her first priority. This YouTube channel was her first priority. It's not my first priority.
Just a second. That's not what I asked you. Don't tell me what she has to understand.
Okay.
Don't tell me what she knows. Don't tell me what she thinks. Just tell me what happened on June 12th that caused two people who had been working together for 2.5 years to stop speaking. We're now in October.
Got it.
What caused you to stop speaking?
Life got in the way. So I was going to school at the time. I was going to work. I was also going to the gym. Before this, to better my life, before this, I was super skinny. I was unhappy. Every time we'd film a video, I saw myself on camera and I was like, wow, you are disgusting. I don't like the way I looked. So I was my own bully in my head.
So you were the subject of some of the videos?
Correct.
Was the plaintiff also subject of the videos?
Yes.
What about her siblings? Were they the subjects of the videos?
No, not at all.
What about her parents? Were they ever the subjects or in the videos?
Her parents were in one video, and it was like a who knows me better type video, mom or best friend.
It was never posted. And yes, I've had...
You're interrupting.
Sorry.
Now, from March of 2018 until June 12th of 2020, when did the plaintiff ask you for any money towards the video equipment?
She's never asked me for any money.
That she had purchased?
She's never asked her for any money.
Okay.
Wow.
So, Miss Clark, between March of 2018 and June of 2012, what proof do you have that you asked him to pay any part of this video equipment?
I don't have any proof.
What proof?
Yes, he promised that he would go half and half with me on this channel. That's why I bought all of the things I bought. And this channel was his idea.
I think you should sell the equipment. Sell it.
I can't sell it.
You have the most ridiculous countersuit. Your ridiculous countersuit, sir, says you want some of your props back. Your life is too busy for props for a video.
Right.
You go to school. Don't speak. You go to school, you work out, you have a job, you have things. You don't have any use
of these
for
props. Correct.
Do you understand?
Right.
Good. We're done. Case dismissed. We're finished. Goodbye. Arrivederci. Sayonara. Goodbye.
This case is concluded.
Yeah, that's why it's called Corey and Casey. It's not called Casey and Corey. It was his idea.
Our very first YouTube video we ever made, the question was, why did you guys want to start this channel? And I said, well, I wanted to start because you wanted to start. Why did you want to start?
We're doing a lot of pranks, a lot of reaction videos, a lot of ratchet videos. Whatever they asked for, the audience asked for, we made.
Well, we were been told that we have a really good personality together. People like us together. And so she's more rambunctious and she's more out there. She loves the social media atmosphere.
Nothing. I had to basically beg him to come to my house to film content for his channel that he wanted us to do.
I had other priorities that hit way above this YouTube channel.
Nothing. No, I'm not even kidding you.
So I was, like I say, going to school, I was going to work, I was going to the gym, to better myself, to make my life better. And I can't just help her without helping myself first.
I mean, I don't want to throw our friendship away over some videos, but I still want to keep the channel going if he's willing to actually put in some effort and pay me back at least something.
I mean, the friendship should continue. She's just not allowed to go anywhere near my wallet.
All parties in the matter of Shoemaker versus Aragon. Step to the podium, please.
23-year-old Karina Schumacher is suing her former roommate, 23-year-old Christine Aragon, for the return of her security deposit, damaged property, and stolen eyelashes.
Miss Schumacher, do you go to school? Is that what you do?
Yes.
And Miss Aragon, you're a student as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were living in an apartment with other students?
Yes. Yes.
How many other students, Miss Schumacher?
4.
And did you sign a lease?
Yes, we did.
On what date did you sign the lease?
October 29, 2019.
And when did the lease expire?
At the end of June in 2020.
The defendant was your roommate. You're alleging 3 things. I'm going to get to them in relatively short order. It is your claim that in November of last year, almost a year ago, the defendant took a package that belonged to you inadvertently. You're not claiming that she stole it, but inadvertently took this package that contained eyelashes that you had ordered.
Yes, Your Honor. I ordered eyelashes in November.
I don't care. Just look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I don't care about your eyelashes. Do you have her eyelashes?
Yes, Your Honor, I have her eyelashes. I have them with me.
Give them to her.
Okay.
Give them to her.
Okay.
Give them to her.
Okay.
That would be a now.
Okay. I did bring them, Your Honor.
No,
with
but
me.
they're outside.
Is somebody going to bring the eyelashes?
We'll wait. Go get the eyelashes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
In September, when this happened, you said you charged her. What did you charge her?
I charged her $60, though it originally cost me $80.
Stop. Who cares? What is wrong with you?
Karina Schumacher says former roommate Christine Aragon owes for a security deposit and property damage caused by her dog.
Now, do you have her eyelashes?
Yes, Your Honor, I have the eyelashes with me now.
Could you give them
Yes.
to the plaintiff, please? Now you have your eyelashes back. Cause of action number 1, resolved. Cause of action number 2, did you damage her vacuum cleaner?
No, Your Honor, I did not. She accuses my dog of damaging things, but I'm a student too. I was studying finals.
Just a second.
Oh, sorry.
All I'm asking you is, did you knowingly damage her vacuum cleaner?
No, Your Honor.
Objection, Your Honor. I have evidence right here.
Just don't speak to me unless I'm asking you a question. How was your vacuum cleaner broken?
The cord of the vacuum was chewed up by her dog.
Did you see that?
No, but in her room.
I'd like to see that.
Yes.
Okay. And on what date was the cord chewed through?
September 26, 2019. I also have a second vacuum.
And what did you just a second. Did you get it fixed?
No, it was completely ruined, so I just charged her for part of the full amount, the amount that it cost me.
Hey. In September, when this happened, you said you charged her. What did you charge her?
The amount that I paid.
How much
for the
money?
vacuum. I charged her $60, though it originally cost me $80.
Stop. Who cares? What is wrong with you? You took the $60 from
No,
her.
she never paid me.
Just a second. I thought you said you took money from her.
No,
You didn't.
I asked her.
Did she ask you for the money for the vacuum cleaner?
Your Honor, yes, she accused my dog of breaking it, but there are other animals on the lease too. My roommate has a big dog, and Karina even brought in 2 rats into the apartment, and one of the rats crawled from her apartment to my room that I share with my roommate,
Okay.
and it died on the pillow.
Just stop.
Yeah, sorry.
You ladies, I am so disinterested in this case, but I'm going to get through it for the sake of getting it resolved.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Where did you get them from?
My ex-boyfriend, he had a snake and he was going to feed them to it, and I decided to take care of them, but they ended up dying because they're just feeder mice.
Your Honor, my roommate slept on those rats.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Karina Schumacher says former roommate Christine Aragon owes for a security deposit and property damage caused by her dog.
Now, forget the vacuum cleaner. The next cause of action is money owed for the return of security deposit, because you say that her dog caused damage resulting in them keeping your security deposit.
Yes.
How much was your security deposit?
It was originally $200, but I'm only charging her $129 because I am paying for part of the cleaning fee of the apartment.
Did they keep your security deposit?
Yes, Your Honor. Nobody got their security deposit back.
Just answer my questions. I'm not really interested in all your nonsense. You moved out in March, is that correct? Because in March?
We moved out June 2020, Your Honor.
I thought you said in your complaint that she moved out in March.
Yes, she moved out earlier. She went back home because of COVID. She came back occasionally to the apartment, but she moved out.
Did she pay rent?
Yes.
Did you pay rent?
Yes, I did. I have my rent receipt.
Okay, just a second. I didn't ask you for the rent receipts. I just asked you if you paid your rent through June. Now, everybody lost their security deposit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Ms. Schumacher?
We lost the security deposit because of carpet damages that her dog caused. And I have a video.
Okay, just a second.
Okay.
There were 4 girls in the apartment?
Yes.
How many dogs were in the apartment?
There were 2. One of them was under the leash.
How many? Just a second. There were 2. How many rats were in the apartment?
There were none.
There were 2 rats, Your Honor.
Just a second. Did you have, at any time during the course of this, very easy, all I have to do is call up one of the other girls. Did you have any pet rodents in the house? That's either a yes or a no.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Closed captioning sponsored by JudgeJudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
How many rats were in the apartment?
There were none.
There were 2 rats, Your Honor.
Just a second. Did you have, at any time during the course of this, very easy, all I have to do is call up one of the other girls. Did you have any pet rodents in the house? That's either a yes
2 mice
or a no.
For a month in a cage.
So the answer is yes. What did they look like?
They were white, and they had red eyes.
Where did you get them from?
My ex-boyfriend, he had a snake, and he was going to feed them to it, and I decided to take care of them because the snake didn't end up eating them, but they ended up dying because they're just feeder mice.
Your Honor, my roommate slept on those rats.
They were kept in a cage.
Are you still doing school virtually?
Yes.
What about you, Miss Aragon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you living at home?
Currently, yes, I'm at home. I'm in a house now with my roommates that she lived with before, and we're all friends and we're on good terms.
Objection.
So you are not at home with family, you're with 2 other roommates.
I'm at home with family as of right now, but my house is with those 2 roommates from before. We're renting it together.
You have a lease with them? You have this house?
This is a house that we're renting. We have a lease with my roommates.
Who's we?
Me and our previous roommates from before.
And where are you living?
I am living in a new apartment near campus.
With whom?
2 of my friends.
Good, very good. Okay, I assume that you have an awful lot of time because going to school virtually gives you probably a lot of extra time, which is why I have to see you today. Your case is dismissed. We're finished. Goodbye. Goodbye. Adios. Farewell.
This case is concluded. Parties are excused.
And on the next Judge Judy.
I have a police report. Your Honor, you're an exceptionally bright woman.
All I want to do is see the evidence. I don't want you to tell me how bright I am. Actually, I already know that.
Judge Judy.
I think this was all based out of pettiness. She complains about my dog, but the fact is there were other animals on the leash. She completely ignored her rats that were on there too.
Her dog was not on the lease. On the lease, it says that any dogs that are not emotional support animals or service animals cannot be in the apartment. And her dog was not.
And none of these eyelashes or lost vacuum was an issue until the move-out statement.
As well as all the damages from me that she never paid me back for.
It's just crazy to me. Everybody split the bill. We're all in the lease. We're all responsible, as it says in the contract, and she just does not agree and does not want to pay.
For asking her to potty train her dog.
No, they did not. She's just accusing my dog of everything, and it's just like, I honestly thought like it was just to the extreme.
Pick your roommates better.
It's just crazy to me. I still can't believe that I'm here right now and that she actually did take me to court over some eyelashes and a vacuum. But, I mean, I'm here right now, and everything is a lesson, definitely.
Who is that, Miss Eves?
Let me talk. Excuse me.
Just sit down.
An open and shut case of destruction?
I have a police report, building security footage, the neighbors' footage.
Or will the judge
I mean, Your Honor, you're an exceptionally bright woman.
show this landlord the door?
All I want to do is see the evidence. I don't want you to tell me how bright I am. Actually, I already know that.
This is Judge Judy. Malik Hanna is suing his former subletter, Isla Eves, for damages to his condo due to vandalism.
Judge, this is case number 62 in the calendar in the matter of Hannah versus
Mr. Hanna, how many rental properties do you have, sir?
Currently, I have 10.
Tell me what kind of properties they are.
Sure. So I have a corporate housing short-term rental company, and they're all in the Hollywood area, some in Long Beach, and I have a professional cleaning crew, I have a check-in service, and I pretty much maintain that in Los Angeles.
Tell me what kind of property, Mr. Hanna, you rented to the defendant.
It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo right in the heart of Hollywood. There's a gym. It's one of those properties that have some great amenities to them. So what it is I have relationships with different property developers and owners of buildings, and they give me the permission to do what I will with them, whether it's short-term leasing or rentals.
So you don't own this property?
Correct.
Somebody else owns the property?
Correct. However, the lease is under my name.
And you lease a series of properties in the Los Angeles area?
Correct.
Under a corporate name?
Correct.
And in the property that you have that Miss Eves sublet from you, because in effect that was a sublet for a couple of days.
Yes, Your Honor.
And your lease allows you to do leasing for as limited a time. On what dates you rented this particular apartment in Hollywood to the defendant?
Yes, Your Honor. So Miss Eves, I have here on my records that she checked in August 25th and checked out August 27th. She booked via booking.com. Then I have here proof of that reservation if you'd like to see it.
Yes, I would like to see it. Okay, so you rented this for $475 is the room price, and that included cleaning fee.
Correct, Your
Correct, of
Honor.
$95 per stay.
Correct.
Okay.
Which it wasn't
And there
clean
was
when I
supposed to
moved
be
in there.
two. Shh, don't interrupt. That's supposed to include 2 adults and 7 children.
Correct, Your
Correct? Okay. So, Miss Eves, I'd like you to tell me the purpose of this rental.
The purpose of the rental was I was in town to do a video shoot, and my children were a part of it because I have an entertainment company.
You were going to do an entertainment video.
Yes.
Your children were the subjects of the video?
Yes.
So in addition to you and the children, did you have other people there to shoot the video?
Yes, ma'am. I had other artists.
How many?
In video, but they weren't they weren't all at the property at the same time.
Well, we're going to go over this slowly.
That's fine.
Miss-
Yes, they were part
What
of
do
the
you mean?
3-man crew.
Okay. And was this a music video? Was it to advertise a product? What was it supposed to be?
To advertise a song that I wrote, because I'm a songwriter as well.
And what were the children doing there?
Just acting out like a family scene, sitting at the table.
How old are the children?
9, 11, 4, 17, 16. And then there was one that was another 16-year-old. And then there was a 17-year-old who was one of my music artists.
Were these all your children, or did some of them have their parents there as well?
They were not all my children. The 2 that came from Atlanta were my music artist and his younger brother.
What this case is about, Mr. Hanna, is your allegation that either the defendant or someone in her group caused damage to the property, and you say the damage was in excess of $1,800.
Correct, Your Honor.
So do you have photographs of the damage?
I do, Your Honor. I have a police report. I have a building security footage. I have the neighbors' footage. I have the messages from the property owner and the building manager, and pictures that I could show you right now if you'd like to see.
Okay, with the exception of, I would like to see first a police report, and I'd like you, when you get that out, to tell me how you became alerted that there was a problem in the building.
So here's the police report so you can view that. Essentially, I'm not physically on site. And I got a call from the building manager. And I have those messages as well saying, Malik, we have an incident.
Just don't tell me what the message said. Okay. Was that on the 27th?
That was...
What date was that? Because I can't read this police report.
No worries.
It's too light.
Okay, date and time of occurrence is 8/28/20.
Miss Eves, when did you leave the building?
On the 27th, the day that I checked out. I booked it from the 25th, and it was very...
To the 27th?
Yes. No, I booked it from the 25th to the 26th, but because it was so disgusting when I moved in there, the lady that I called said that she would give me a free extra day because she had no idea that the unit looked like...
Just a second. You can't... Listen to me. Shh, listen to me. You can't tell me what somebody else told you.
Well, it was
All
the
I
person
asked
on
you
the
was,
lease.
when you left, it doesn't matter. It's still hearsay.
Okay.
Like, he couldn't tell me what the building manager said, even in a text.
True.
Do you understand?
I have the pictures of the
Did you leave?
7th, ma'am.
That's not correct,
Okay,
Your Honor.
that's even though you... Just a second. That's even though you just told me that you were told that you could have an extra day. You decided not to take the extra day.
Yes, I left on the 28th. I'm sorry about that. Yes, I left on the 28th. I apologize.
Okay. Now, do you have photographs to show me of the apartment, of the vandalism that you claim was committed by Miss Eves or someone in her party?
I do, Your Honor.
I'd like to see them.
Absolutely. So here is the first footage. This is a footage over here, as you can see, of the elevator. And once again, the damage wasn't done inside the actual unit, but it was done to the actual building. Therefore, obviously, ethically, I'm responsible.
Just a second. Do you have any evidence of who did that to the building?
I do. I also have additional evidence.
I'd like to see it.
Absolutely.
Just a second.
Sure.
Let's go one at a time.
I'd
like to see the evidence that you have that ties the defendant with that damage to the building.
You got it. Can I show you a couple of more pictures before we play the video?
Sure.
Okay. So this is the actual front of the building. This is the main door for the entire building. It was completely taken off. You'll see the gentleman who, I don't know if it's her son in the video. You will hear that on the video as well. And this is the third damage. Whether he punched it or kicked it, it's the elevator button that's kicked in.
Got it.
Yes.
That's 3 items of damage.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Now we have to connect that. Once you connect that to either the defendant or someone in her party, she's responsible to pay for it.
Absolutely.
You would agree with that, Miss Eves? Just a second. You would agree with that, Miss Eves?
No, because I did
Miss
not.
Miss Eves, follow my question. If Mr. Hanna has proof to show me that clearly is damage to the building, if Mr. Hanna has proof that either you or someone in this group of young people that were there doing this video caused damage to the building, you understand that you would be responsible.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm not responsible for someone who was not my kid, not in my room, just because we're both black. I, like I said, have an entertainment company. The person who did the damage...
No,
I was in the shower when all this went on.
It doesn't matter.
I don't even personally know.
It doesn't, just, Miss Eves, it's a legal question. If you brought people into the apartment for 2 days and stayed an extra day, and one of those people caused damage to the building, whether you were there or not, you're responsible. Just as Mr. Hanna, who wasn't even in the building, is responsible to the building for that damage. That's his legal responsibility because he sublet it to you and somebody, I shouldn't say, because he hasn't proven it to me, all I'm asking you is, I'm not even asking you, I'm telling you you're responsible. If one of those kids caused damage, there's no question about that. Now I'll see the video.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who's sleeping? They get called police. Say, you know I'm tripping. You my phone. Oh God, I'm busting. Look at me. Yeah, DS1. Yeah,
who is that, Miss Eves? Miss Eves, who is that? Who is that?
I don't personally have connection with that person. That is...
Your Honor, can you see the video, please?
Just a second. I just asked you who it was. Stop the video, please.
A music
I just asked you who
artist.
it was.
A music artist. Let me talk. Excuse
Justice,
me.
sit down.
Oh.
Sit.
In a moment.
Your Honor, you're an exceptionally bright woman. I think we can decipher that this is...
No, let's, just a second.
Just
Mr.
crazy.
Hanna, I don't want you to tell me how bright I am. Actually, I already know that.
Malik Hanna says his former short-term subletter, Isla Eves, owes for damages to his condo due to vandalism.
Now, I just asked you who it was.
She's asking. She stood up because I was in the shower, and she's a music artist.
No, but did you see that?
She's a music artist, and she knows him.
Did you see the video?
She knows him because she's a music artist. I told you I have an entertainment company.
Missy, are you able to see the video? That's a yes or a no. Are you able to see the video?
I saw it.
Okay. All I asked you is the name of the person who is in that video.
I don't know the person personally. I just said
You've never
that
seen
I had,
him before.
I've
No,
seen
just a
him,
second.
I've seen him at a studio session before.
Okay. Did you see him, Miss Eves, on the 25th, the 26th, the 27th, or the 28th?
I seen him the night of the 27th when he was in the lobby. The next morning, he came to my door, banging on my door, and I'm like, who's at my door? She answered, my daughter answered the door, and I was in the shower. I said, who the heck is that banging on my door? And she goes, oh, the music artist that was at the studio the other night said that somebody stole his phone. He fell asleep waiting on his ride and missed his lift in the lobby. And the lady,
Miss Eves, what studio?
A recording studio.
Okay. Had he spent any time other than on the 28th at this apartment?
Yes, he did, because he came to somebody's party that was not my party. It was his tenant's party.
Do you have, Mr. Hanna, another apartment in that building?
I do not, Your Honor. It's the only one that I have. And I just want to clarify that Miss Eves is clearly lying, because you could also hear the audio footage, which we can play. And I quote, Your Honor, it says, let me take some down and you stay up here. This is the day of her checkout. I'm not going to let the police, excuse my French, with my kids and my family. She actually said that. We can clearly play that footage.
I
It's
did.
very clear.
I did.
This is disrespectful. It is really wrong that you are lying.
I did, and it was in regards to my little small children, because they had no idea.
We have him on video.
I don't
We
care.
have him in
No,
video.
I was
Just a
speaking
second.
of my children.
Mr. Hanna, no, Miss Eves, look at me.
I was speaking of my children because it was scaring my kids. So I said, nobody's going to with my kids. That's true, in fact.
Okay, shh.
I wasn't speaking on the young man who was going off.
Miss Eves, Miss Eves, I want you to pay attention to me. This young man is coming from the apartment that you were renting in this video. He is coming just as, if she's going to speak, put her out. If she's going to speak, put her out. She doesn't listen. Out. Out. If I need her, I'll call her back. My question to you is this young man, is he coming from the apartment that you rented from Mr. Hanna?
First of all, I'm not aware of that
That's
because
either
I
a
was
yes
in
or
the
no.
shower. I was in the shower. She
No,
was
but you know what
present.
the apartment looks like.
Yes.
Just a second. You know what the apartment
Okay,
looks
replay
like.
the video
hallway.
and I'll see. If
Good.
it's
Let's play
in
it
the area
again.
of my-
Let's play it again.
Sleep. They get called. Say, nigga, I'm tripping. You my phone. Oh God, I'm busting. Look at me. Yeah, DS1. Yeah, follow me on Instagram. D.ESSE.
Excuse me. That's not my apartment. My apartment was on the side. That's not my
That's a
apartment.
blatant lie, Your Honor. That is a
coming
blatant
from the
lie, and I
lady.
can prove it.
He was coming from the lady's apartment.
Who are those other two people?
Those other two kids from Atlanta were telling him to just leave the building because my kids were freaking out and it was too much going on.
You can watch the footage
So
right
your
now.
two children, just a second.
Why are you recording me? I didn't do anything.
May
Your
I
Honor,
see that?
you're an exceptionally bright woman. I think we can decipher that this is...
No, let's just a second.
This is just crazy.
Mr. Hanna, I'm glad you came prepared. All I want to do is see the evidence. I don't want you to tell me how bright I am. Actually, I already know that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
All I have to do is find against her. But what I could do to you is dismiss your case, and then good luck getting the $1,800 bucks.
I understand.
You have a turn, and then I rule. That's the way the game is played.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Malik Hanna claims guests of his former subletter, Isla Eves, vandalized his condo.
Okay, the only thing that I have to, beyond a reasonable doubt that this is someone connected with the defendant, there has to be more evidence than not.
Sure.
That someone connected to your subtenant caused the damage to the building. And if there is more evidence than not, I'm satisfied. Now you can move over, and I'd like you to bring in Miss Eve's daughter.
You know you're lying, so cut it out.
Missy, hey, Mr. Hanna.
I'm sorry.
Just be quiet, because you already called my phone harassing me.
Ma'am.
You already called.
If you answer,
my phone
you see,
harassing.
it's very easy.
And I
It's
didn't do
very
anything.
easy with Miss Eves. All I have to do is find against her. But what I could do to you is dismiss your case, and then good luck getting the $1,800 bucks.
I understand.
Do you understand?
I do.
If you
I'm
want
sorry,
to have
Your
a
Honor.
conversation with her, go outside and have a conversation. And here, I'm in charge. So you have a turn, and then I rule. That's the way the game is played.
You got it, Judge.
All right. Now I'm going to question your daughter. Do you understand? You are not to say anything.
That's fine. Yes, ma'am. I apologize.
Tell me
for
your first
everything.
name.
Promise.
What is the name of the young man who broke the door?
I only know his artist name, Drip the Prince. That's all. That's all I know.
How did you get in touch with him?
He happened to be in our session.
Is what you're telling me that the next time you saw him was on the 28th when he caused that damage to the building?
No, Your Honor. Listen. So we seen him, right? And he's like, "Where you guys staying?" And we told him. So he's like, "Okay, my house is close by, and I'm gonna get a lift from there, right?" So then we was like, "You can't come upstairs. You gotta sit in the lobby because we're not gonna break like any rules or anything." So he's like, "Okay, that's fine." And then after that, the next time I seen him is when he banged on the door and told us somebody stole his phone. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Closed captioning sponsored by... Have you been cheated? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
I want to know how he got back to your building.
He got in a car, like a lift.
And when he got in the car, what brought him to your building?
We told him he can sit in the lobby and wait. He said he was locked out of his home.
Who told him that he could sit? Was it you? Your
Yeah.
mother?
It was
Someone
me.
else?
My mom didn't
Did
know.
you have a key to get into the lobby, or is it a buzzer system? How do you get into the lobby?
It's a buzzer system. She had a key. I didn't.
Just a second. Your mom had a key, so you...
Someone else opened
In
it.
order to get into the building, who opened it?
Someone else opened it that was outside.
Okay, and then your mom went in?
She went in. I stayed
And
outside.
who let the young man into the lobby?
That's why I waited outside for him.
Thank you very much. Now you can sit down. May I see the bills, please?
Absolutely.
For the damage?
Absolutely, Your Honor. This is the invoice from the building manager that was sent over to me, and all I'm asking is for that damage.
Go ahead. 1841, judgment for the plaintiff. We're finished. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
This case is concluded. The parties are excused.
And on the next Judge Judy, this blended family mixed it up.
She hit me. Julie starts like punching me and attacking me on my face.
You had a girl fight.
They broke my nose and I'm not happy with that.
Judge Judy.
This is ludicrous.
Judge Judy is wonderful, and I just wanted justice to be served at the end of the day.
It's not my child, and I don't care, and I'm not paying for it.
It's kind of sad that in the midst of all these awful times that someone like that could pull something like this off.
I'm like, this is my house. I can do whatever I want.
It's not your house. It's your father's house.
She got up
I got up.
Then this blended family mixed it up.
Then she starts throwing punches.
She hit me in my face.
And then Julie starts like punching me and attacking me on my face. So there I am, trapped.
You had a girl fight.
Yeah, but they broke my nose and I'm not happy with that.
This is Judge Judy. 23-year-old Sylvia Marino is suing her stepsisters, 21-year-old Julie Munoz and 18-year-old Clara Munoz, for assaulting her and breaking her nose.
Judge, this is case number 39 on the calendar in the matter of Moreno versus Munoz. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Miss Marino, how long has your father been living with the defendant's mother?
As soon as my mom got pregnant, that's when she got out of the house. So like a month later, that's when their mom like moved in, and my sisters are now 6 years old. So I want to say 6 years old.
Okay. And is your father married to the defendant's mother?
No.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it also correct that your mom moved in about 6 years ago?
Yes.
Had you known the defendant's mom before they moved in?
Did I know her before she moved in? I'm not too sure. No, I don't think so.
Julie, before you know him?
Yes.
How?
He started coming around the house probably 2 months within dating, so 11 years.
Okay. And of those 11 years, you've lived in the house with Mr. Marino for 6 years?
No. I recently moved in the end of December of 2019.
Where were you living before?
At a friend's house.
And what about your sister?
She had lived with them for the amount of 6 years.
Is that right?
Yes.
So you lived with your mom when she moved in to Mr. Marino's house?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you get along with his daughter?
I didn't really see her much around time when I moved in because she lived with her mother and I lived there. So I would probably see them around like once every week.
So you've been constantly living there with your mom and with Mr. Marino?
Yes.
And Miss Marino, she wasn't in the house.
No.
She was living with her mother.
Yes.
Is that right, Miss Marino?
Yes.
Now, you came home to stay with your father when?
July of
Just
last year.
give me a month and year.
July of last year.
And at that time, Claire was living there?
Yes.
And Julie was not living there because Julie didn't come until December. Is that right, Julie?
Yes.
Yeah, well, she was living there at one point, and then she got kicked out because she was off. So that's why she got kicked out. So recently she moved back in, a little after I moved in. I want to say a month after.
Your
Well,
Honor,
sounds
that's
like
not
a
correct.
Lovely. Okay, so this is what the case is about. You and both Julie and Claire got into some sort of a kerfuffle. You got into a kerfuffle on the 30th of July, 2020. So you had been living there for about a year.
Yes.
I'd like you to tell me briefly your version of what happened, because you're suing them both for an assault and for injuries that you sustained. You sustained a broken nose. The defendants are suing you on a counterclaim for falsely filing a protective order on which there was a trial on the same incident as this. Is that right?
Correct.
And that trial resulted in the protective order that you filed against the two of them to exclude them from the house being dismissed.
Yeah, it got denied.
Judge heard evidence, heard you, heard the defendants, heard from your boyfriend, and the judge dismissed the case.
Right.
So now you have 2 minutes to tell me what happened, and then I'm going to tell you what the law is. Go.
Okay, so recently we've been having like arguments and stuff, but the last one, that's where it got
No,
very
I don't want to
intense.
hear recently. I just want you to stick to July 30th.
I basically got lowered out of my room. I got a text message from Clara saying that I had got a package out. I asked her, I was like, hey.
Got out of your room?
Yes. And they were in the living room, both of them. So then I got out and I was like, hey, so where's the package? They're like, oh, there's no package. I just wanted to know you were at the house. And I'm like, well, I'm here. And then she's like, oh, good.
Who is she?
Clara.
Claire.
Yes. And then she starts assuming that I was stealing her wine and saying that I took it, whatever, and that I had to pay her back and that I owe her the bottle and whatever. And I was like, why I didn't take it. And then, so yeah, we started like arguing about that. And then Clara just goes, just go back to your room. Go back to your room. Like, because she has some type of authority over me. And I'm like, this is my house. I can do whatever I want. And then she's like, hi, it's your house. Okay, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, it's my house. She starts laughing, starts acting ghetto. I didn't even want to go to the bathroom because I had to pass by them.
Look here. No, just a second. So she told you to go back to the room.
Mm-hmm. And then...
And you said, you can't tell me. I live here. Slowly. And don't look away from me. Look right here. Right in my eyes.
Yes.
Good. So she told you to go back to the room. You said no.
Right.
And
then I was like, well, this is my house.
Try to use no like. Try not to use the word like.
Okay, so I was like, this is my house. I get to do whatever I want. So then I had to use a bathroom. So I had to pass by them to use a bathroom. So I just didn't want to be near her. Like, I just felt very like, because she caught me off guard.
Just
like,
tell.
And then so I went to.
You had to go to the bathroom, and
then so I went upstairs, and then. Oh no, I didn't go to the bathroom. So then I went to the living room because that's where we were talking. And then she starts like.
Well, you were in the living room already.
Yeah, and then she starts acting like all ghetto, saying, "I was like, what is it with you guys? That you guys like, why is it that you guys are always messing with me? Like, you guys don't have a life? Like, can you guys just please leave me alone?" And then Clara just goes like. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Do something, do something. Like, and then so I was like, I'm not scared of you, I'm not scared of you. So then she starts throwing punches. So then I was defending myself by fighting back.
So just a second. So what you're telling me is Claire punched you?
Yes.
Okay, so she got close enough to you to punch you?
Yeah.
How many times did she punch you and where?
I'm not sure how many times. It was just like, you know, it was just all very fast and on my face. So then at that point, I was very like, vulnerable. So Julie got up. She's like, oh, you're not going to hit my little sister? So then she goes the other side.
Just a second. Well, Julie said you're not going to hit my little sister. Had you hit her little sister?
Because I was like defending myself. So that's why she was saying that.
Okay, well, that's not a like. That's a yes. So yes. She hit you and then you hit her.
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then Julie came around me, like on my right side. And then she starts like punching me and attacking me on my face. And I was trying to get up, but I couldn't get up because I was basically trapped. I was
trying
down.
to get up. Had you
because I was
just a second. Were you sitting down or did you fall down?
I was sitting down already.
It can't be both.
No, I was.
So you were sitting down talking to them.
Yes.
So when you were talking to the two of them, you were sitting down.
Yes.
Were they sitting down?
Yes.
So Claire had to have moved to punch you.
So she kind of like halfway got up, like halfway stood up, like kind of like...
Enough. Yeah, I'm done. Okay, Claire.
Yes.
3 minutes. Your version of the events of the 30th of July. Go.
So I sent a message saying that she...
To get her out of the room because somebody took your wine.
Yes. So I sent her that message, and she was telling me that she didn't do it, and I was like, I knew for a fact that she was lying, so I didn't want to deal with her attitude, so I just said, forget it. Like, all I wanted was the gift back. I didn't care if she drank it. I didn't care if she did anything to it. I just wanted the bottle back itself because it was an expensive gift given to me by my sister. So I let her go, and then she confronted us again. And she sat down about like 2 feet away from me, and she was telling me like, you guys have so much problems with us. And I immediately got very defensive, and I was like, we did nothing wrong. You're over here always causing problems in the house. So after we were arguing for a while, I told her to shut up. And, like, I didn't want to deal with her problems anymore. So I told her to shut up, go to her room. And she said, you can shut me up. You can't. I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to talk all I want. And I was like, just shut up. Like, and she's like, and I was like, all right. Like, you're not going to do anything about it? Like, you can shut up. And she got up after a while of us telling her to shut up. So I got up. She took a step towards me, and I took a step towards her. And I got in her face telling her, like, to shut up, go to your room. Like, you... I don't know what your problem is. Over time, after the argument, she hit me in my face, and then I started hitting her back. And that was when my sister intervened.
Okay.
And at that point, my boyfriend had split us up.
What?
At that point, my boyfriend had split us up. Your boyfriend? Yeah, my witness.
Good. Very good. Now, I don't need your witness because your witness was also there. You filed for a protective order against them. You wanted them excluded from the house, right?
Right. Because that's what I was told by the cops.
Okay, what you were told by the cop? It's not your house, it's your father's house.
Right.
You can leave. Merle's, you're still living there, is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Your father gets to decide who lives in his house and who doesn't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today.
Girls aren't supposed to know about things like air conditioning and plumbing and heating. You know, that's usually not something girls know about. But I'll tell you what this girl knows about. Wine. And I know about people who put air conditioning units in a wine cellar and pass it off as a refrigerant. Do you understand?
Sylvia Marino claims stepsisters Julie and Clara Munoz broke her nose during an assault. The defendants are countersuing for a false restraining order.
The judge heard your case for an order of protection. The order of protection, among other things, in addition to asking them to be removed from the house, which nobody's going to grant.
Right.
It would have said that they cannot assault, menace, threaten, or harass you. The judge heard your evidence by the same burden of proof, if not higher, than the burden of proof that exists in small claims court. And after hearing all the evidence, just like I did, the judge in that case dismissed the case, having heard all of the facts. I can actually understand why. You had a girl fight, and that's what happened, Eve.
No, that is not correct.
When did you leave the house? This happened on July 30th. On what date?
I left the house on September 1st, 2nd.
So you lived there in the month of August?
Yes, because I had nowhere to go.
Where did you finally go to?
A room. I was looking, when it happened on July 31st. At that time, I was just looking already at a different, room and stuff, because I just couldn't live there. Okay. It was just too much.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing for your father. Your father doesn't need aggravation from 3 girls who clearly don't get along. How old is your father?
Like 44, 45, around there, I believe.
Nice, caring. Okay, I've heard enough. Very nice. You have a nice place to live now? Are you happy in your room?
Well, yeah,
You're
but
not being near them.
Yeah, but they broke my nose, and I'm not happy with that.
Oh, no, I'm not happy with that either. You shouldn't have had a fight with them. I, like the judge who heard this case before, isn't sure who started it. That's why the judge dismissed the application for an order of protection.
Yes, I have.
So, and I'm doing the same. I'm doing the same. We're finished. We're done. Case is over. It's dismissed. So is your counterclaim. Goodbye.
This case is completed. You're excused.
I just feel like this whole thing is so unfair.
It started off a misunderstanding and it ended up leading to anger and
the owner of the house, which is my dad.
Anger that was already built up with
happened
between her and then us.
I'm their daughter. They broke my nose. It just can't stay like that.
And I think it was just the amount of time that it just blew up.
And he still chose our mom. He still chose them.
It's not that he chose us over his own daughter.
How can you choose? How can you forget about your daughter?
It's the fact that she came with a lot of problems.
I just wanted justice for myself because he didn't care. He didn't do anything.
I'm ready to put it way behind.
Nothing. I'm already out.
All parties in the matter of Bynum versus McCormick. Step to the podium, please.
Donald Bynum is suing contractor Gary McCormick for the return of a deposit on a wine room he never built.
Mr. Bynum, you had done previous business with Mr. McCormick as a contractor.
That is correct, Your Honor.
What kind of work had Mr. McCormick done for you previously?
My brother and I had a rental home. We hired Gary to refinish the entire insides of the house, essentially, and make it ready.
And you were satisfied?
We were.
And then you decided in your own home to put in a wine cellar.
That's correct.
And that was in June of 2019.
Correct.
And according to what I put together from both the complaint and the answer, you contacted the defendant. He came over and took a look at it, gave you a price, and you...
We kind of designed it together, and then he asked for a deposit to order materials.
How much of a deposit did you give him?
$7,300.
And on what date did you give him the $7,300?
I had the check copy, if you'd like to see. It was September 9th of 2019.
Suffice it to say, you don't have a wine cellar.
I do not.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He doesn't have a paid receipt for starting the project or a contract. He has a check. What's the total job?
Are you crazy, Mr. McCormick? He has a check that he gave you as a deposit. What kind of stupid defense is that, sir?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Donald Bynum is suing contractor Gary McCormick for the return of a deposit on a wine room he never built.
Mr. McCormick, what did you do in September, October, November, December, January, and February? That's 6 months. You now have his $7,300.
Yes, I do.
Tell me what specifically you did to accomplish creating a wine cellar for the plaintiff.
I didn't get into the attic and look at what we really had to put in there, so I ordered a unit that was pretty standard. It's a very custom application.
What date did you place an order for this unit?
End of September.
Was it the right unit?
No, I ended up canceling that unit.
Okay, because you made a mistake and it was the wrong unit.
Yes. So in October, November, I brought a friend over that does air conditioning, and I asked him if he could come over and take a look and get in the attic. I've had some previous health issues with some respiratory problems, so I don't get in attics anymore. He came over. The access was really, really tight. So we changed the unit configuration, and I kind of made it overkill because I knew I did not want a phone call after this was put in that it's not cooling to my satisfaction. So we went way over.
When was the last time, Mr. McCormick, you built or GC'd on a wine cellar?
Oh, it's probably been...
When was the last time?
Probably 10 years.
Yeah, I can tell that, sir, because you don't get somebody who does air conditioning to come in to do a wine cellar.
No, I just brought him in to
Air conditioning people don't make wine cellars. Air conditioning people do air conditioning. There are specialists who do wine cellars. It's a different kind of refrigerant.
Completely different. Yes.
Yes, completely different. So, you know, girls aren't supposed to know about things like, you know, air conditioning and plumbing and heating. You know, that's usually about wine. and I also know about wine cellars. And I know about people who put air conditioning units in a wine cellar and pass it off as a refrigerant. Do you understand?
I would have never done that.
So let's be clear. Let's be clear about that. So this is what you're going to have to prove to me, because now you have his money since September, and you made a mistake in September. You made a mistake in October. You maybe made a mistake in November. You had some health issues, also not his problem and not his fault. Right now, we're in March. He doesn't have a wine cellar, and I don't know how much of the $7,300 you gave him back. How much?
None.
So you had 6 months to get the ball rolling on this and did nothing, as far as I can tell.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Closed captioning sponsored by... Are you the victim of a scam? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Okay. Now, do you have a paid invoice for anything that you purchased for his wine cellar?
No, I do not.
Well, then what are your damages, sir?
My damages for the glass and the unit are $9,200.
Just a second. That you paid for a unit. You knew today, you're an intelligent man. You knew you were coming to court today. So if you had paid for a unit, you would have brought me a paid bill. And case is over.
I don't have a paid bill because
bring it.
I work with these suppliers like I do myself. He doesn't have a paid receipt for starting the project or a contract on the job.
No, he has a check. Of course he has a...
He has a check. What's the total?
Crazy,
what's the total job?
Are you crazy, Mr. McCormick? He has a check that he gave you as a deposit. What kind of stupid defense is that, sir? Now, if you extended yourself and your company to purchase something for his wine cellar prior to his saying, I don't want to do this because it's 6, 8 months later and it's not going to get done, I certainly would have sympathy for that. And I would say, listen, if he's got this item that he paid for and that he's got sitting there, you have to go through with this because you don't have a contract that says time is of the essence. So I would assume, sir, that you're full of baloney when you say you paid for anything.
No, I paid for it all.
Mr. McCormick, just show me a paid bill.
I cannot show you.
All right, then you owe him $5,000 because it's the maximum of what I can give him here. We're done. Bad business, Mr. McCormick. Thank you.
Case is concluded. Parties are excused.
And on the next Judge Judy, terror on 2 wheels.
Ooh, zipping right along. That's and hit his car.
Next Judge Judy.
I did give him a deadline, and then I said after that deadline, I said it's time to move on.
They were asking for the material or the money.
And I can get another contractor to come finish up, or if you can give me the parts.
So obviously they're backing out of the project.
And he just wouldn't respond.
It's a friendship too. I mean, all my customers are friends, so it's a tough deal.
Well, I did feel like we were friends, but this isn't how you treat a friend.
How fast does your scooter go?
38 miles an hour.
Terror on 2 wheels.
You could sort of scoot right down the middle lane. Ooh, zipping right along. That's frightening.
And the victims were piling up.
You on your electric scooter collided with the pedestrian. The scooter flipped in the air and hit his car.
This is Judge Judy. Motorist Linus Lee is suing Christopher Peterson for damaging his car when he hit it, riding his scooter.
Yeah, it's case number 36 on the calendar in the matter of Lee versus Peterson. Parties have been sworn in.
Mr. Lee, according to your 7th of February, in the evening at about 6 o'clock, you were driving your car. You were driving your car in San Francisco, and there was a lot of traffic. Is that right?
Correct.
Were you on your way home from work?
No, I was driving Uber.
Okay. So you were working, actually, that day. Did you have a passenger?
Yes, I do.
When this accident occurred, you had a passenger in your car?
Yes, I did.
What kind of car do you have, sir?
I 2007 Camry.
And how long have you been driving Uber?
A couple of years.
Do you do it every day, or do you have another job?
I do it every day.
Is that your sole source of income?
For now, yes.
Was it in February?
Yes.
Was it in January?
Yes.
Okay. Now, on the same date, the defendant was driving an electric scooter. According to you, there was an accident, and the defendant's scooter damaged your car.
Correct.
You want to be compensated not only for the damage, but you had to have the car fixed, and the car was out for a period of time, and you want your lost income as a result of the accident. Defendant says it was somebody else's fault. So I'm going to start with you, Mr. Peterson. Since there is no issue that on the date of this incident, your scooter collided with the plaintiff's car. I read your answer. So there's no issue with regard to that, correct?
Correct.
And there is also no issue, your scooter, but your scooter hit his car,
That
correct?
is correct. Yep, absolutely.
And there is also no issue that you saw damage to his car as a result of your scooter hitting his car.
Yes.
Your defense is that the accident was caused by a jaywalking pedestrian who you tried to avoid but were unable to avoid. You, on your electric scooter, collided with the pedestrian. As a result of that, you were knocked off the scooter. The scooter flipped in the air and hit his car. Is that what happened, Mr. Lee?
Correct.
So facts are relatively easy. Now all we have to put is flesh on the bones. How fast does your scooter go, Mr. Peterson?
It goes...
What is the top speed it goes? Top speed.
38 miles an hour.
That's pretty fast. Now, the traffic at the time of this incident, according to both of you, was bumper to bumper, moving very, very slowly.
Yes.
And you were traveling in the opposite direction from the plaintiff's car.
That's correct.
And you were, according to your answer, frustrated with the stalled traffic, so decided to, what do they call it?
I believe it's called lane splitting.
Lane splitting. And lane splitting, I gather, from where the car's going in the opposite direction. So you were going in the opposite direction from the plaintiff, but right next to the plaintiff, there were cars going in the opposite direction of him, and you were straddling the double yellow line.
That is
lane
correct.
Splitting.
Lane splitting. You got it.
And I would assume that when you were riding your scooter, there was a time when you ride your scooter in the same direction as traffic, which I assume since bicycles must do, so must scooters, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And that you were frustrated because they were going so slowly and certainly no threat to you because they weren't whizzing by, right?
That's right.
You could sort of scoot right down the middle lanes, right?
Safely scoot on the middle lanes. That's right.
Safe to say you were scooting. How fast would you estimate you were going while you were scooting?
Approximately 15 miles an hour.
Okay. Now, how fast do you think the pedestrian was walking who was jaywalking?
I would estimate that he was walking at about 2.5 miles an hour.
Okay. So if something is traveling 15 miles an hour, hits that's on a vehicle, because your scooter is a vehicle. It is not your feet traveling up to 38 miles an hour. It's a vehicle. How much damage do you think you could do if you hit that pedestrian and made a different sort of a contact than you fortunately did with that pedestrian?
There definitely could be
Substantial.
damage. Yeah, it would be substantial. Yeah.
Definitely could be damage. I know what it's like when, we all come to our respective jobs with a certain amount of human experience in our minds. And some things are the law and some things are factual. So I'll get to the law in a minute. But right now it's factual. And I know if I'm walking in the street And bicyclists are supposed to be in the street rather than on the sidewalk. And they feel safer on the sidewalk rather than in the street with cars. They feel safer. But the pedestrians on the sidewalk, when they're walking with other people that are maybe walking at a comfortable, easy pace, and something comes zipping by at 15 miles an hour on the sidewalk, that's frightening.
Indeed.
Indeed, indeed, it is. So when you decided to take a risk and lane split, you had to be cautious enough to anticipate that someone, a child, a dog, might dart out into traffic, and you, traveling at 15 miles an hour or better, could have caused some serious injury, just as somebody driving a car has to anticipate that, especially if they're taking a shortcut, that something that they didn't anticipate would happen. So what you want me to say is the pedestrian caused the accident, not me, right? That's what you want me to say. And therefore, Mr. Lee should have found the pedestrian that caused the accident and sued him. That's what you want me to say.
That's correct.
And what I'm saying to you is, since you were also in a position to speak to the pedestrian, right? That's what you say in your answer. Right? Well, that's a yes or a no. You say in your answer you spoke to the pedestrian because you got knocked off and he got knocked off. You both spoke to each other and made sure that you were both okay.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right. We both fell, and the first thing I said is, are you okay?
Right. Because if he wasn't okay, I guarantee you he would sue you. He wouldn't sue Mr. Lee. He would sue you. Because you chose to lane split, go 15 miles an hour where he was not anticipating, or better, your scooter was going to be lane splitting. The pedestrian saw that traffic was at a standstill and figured it was okay to do. Since I assume you didn't get the name and address of the pedestrian, did you?
No.
Well, that's your fault. Because what you could have done if Mr. Lee sues you because it's your scooter, the pedestrian didn't hit his car, your scooter hit his car. That we all agree on. So if Mr. Lee sues you, you have the right under the law to implead the pedestrian and say, listen, if I'm responsible to Mr. Lee because my scooter was the vehicle that caused damage to his car, I'm going to bring into this case the pedestrian because it was really his fault. Because if I have to pay Mr. Lee, the pedestrian has to pay me. Why is that Mr. Lee's obligation to do? That's your obligation to do. You exchanged information with him, correct? That's how you're here.
Correct. I anticipated being a witness to this. I did not anticipate him coming after me.
Well, yeah, just the same way, Mr. Peterson, that you didn't anticipate that somebody might be walking in between cars in dead-stop traffic at 6 o'clock at night when it was dark and decided to lane split, you anticipated wrong, that he was going to sue the pedestrian and not the person whose vehicle struck his. Okay, can I see pictures of your car, sir?
Yes. I have a video, too.
I'd like to see it.
Oh, I got a dash cam.
Oh, you have a dash cam?
Correct.
Ooh, zipping right along. Who were you scootering with, sir?
I was scootering with myself and my pool stick.
Yourself and your pool stick?
Yeah.
Would you play that again? There was nobody else there? I thought that I saw two people. Maybe I missed it. Go ahead. Oh, no, it was, I see what it was. It was a reflection from the other car. Yes, you were actually zipping right along. Can I see the damage to your car, sir, which he is responsible for?
This is the first one.
I see one. You say you have two?
I got three.
I'd like to see all three.
These are the scratches from the scooter.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. This is the last one. This is damage
Oh,
here.
well, that one's substantial.
Correct.
That one's substantial. Did you have it fixed?
Not yet.
Can I see the estimates to fix it, please?
Yes. This is the first
Thank you.
page. The second page.
I just want to see the total. Okay. Anything else?
Yes.
Board, Mr. Lee. Now, are you still driving Uber or are you doing anything else, sir?
I'm still driving Uber, but since I spoken to, before I came here, I spoken to a repairer, and they can do it for 5 days. So this is not the exact amount that I'm suing for. Now it's reduced.
Mr. Lee, that's not my question to you. I asked you, do you have another job other than Uber?
I don't.
Now?
No.
Okay. Now, since this incident happened, Mr. Lee, which was in February, and you were driving your 13-year-old Camry.
Yes.
How much money did you make every day since February?
Average every day, I make about $250 to $300. That is my gross. Sometimes a little bit over $300.
And you were able to make $250 or $300 a day despite your scratched car?
Yes.
Yes, right?
Yes.
Just give me a second, please.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
she came home from school while the plaintiff was living there, and so you and your daughter were sleeping in the living room.
We were sleeping in our dining room.
Dining room, living room, whatever it was. It was not the way it was when Miss Barnett came.
motorist Linus Lee claims Christopher Peterson was splitting lanes on his scooter when he ran into his car.
Mr. Lee, it looks to me as if the average price of a 2003 Camry like yours is about $3,500. I don't know how much mileage you have on your car, but I think it would probably be a mistake to spend more than $2,000 to fix it. I certainly wouldn't spend $4,000 to fix a car that you could buy for $3,500. And I think that if you took this car in to have the scratches taken out, which are the first two pictures, and the other one, you could probably do that in 2 days. Whether you could or whether you could not, I'm awarding you $2,500. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. We're finished. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This case is concluded. You are excused.
No, I was, safely lane splitting. I'm a big fan of micro-mobility.
I waited for him to contact me for 14 days, but he did not, so I sued him.
And this guy came out of, nowhere, slammed on the brakes.
It's his business, none of my business.
Tried to minimize all damage, so made sure he was okay right away. It was just an unfortunate event.
Yes, I gotta get my car fixed.
Only lines with the jaywalking pedestrian.
All parties in the matter of Barnett versus Brown. Step to the podium, please.
Ted Barnett and his daughter, 21-year-old Claire, are suing Claire's former roommate, Lisa Brown, for the return of rent and a security deposit.
Mr. Barnett, this is your daughter, and she decided to transfer schools. She's a full-time student. That was in December of last year. She needed a place to stay, and I assume you answered an ad on the internet or through a realtor because Miss Brown was renting a room in her home, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The cost of the room was $1,300 a month. I assume that Miss Barnett, you had kitchen privileges and all the other things that go with having a room in a house. How large a house was it?
I'm not sure exactly the square footage, but it was a one-bedroom apartment.
So you rented the bedroom?
Yes, I rented the one bedroom.
And where did Miss Brown sleep?
She slept in a bed in the living room.
Miss Brown, had you used the bedroom as your bedroom prior to Miss Barnett moving in?
Yes, I did. And my apartment is pretty large, so I was able to partition off.
No, don't tell me it's pretty large. I asked you a specific question. Did you, in fact, use the bedroom? And before you rented the room to Miss Barnett, who lived with you?
My daughter lived with me I'm going to say when I first signed the lease, she lived with me.
She rented just 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your daughter came home from school and stayed.
And brought a dog.
She studied remotely.
They knew the dog was there.
Just a second. Mr. Barnett, I didn't ask you anything. And if you're winning, I would tell you it's a good time to keep your mouth shut.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ted Barnett and his daughter Claire say Claire's former roommate, Lisa Brown, is withholding her security deposit. Lisa is countersuing for unpaid rent.
Now, Miss Barnett saw the room in December, signed a lease. In December, where was your daughter living?
She was in East Coast. She did not live with me.
And when, immediately prior to December of 2019, when did your daughter live with you, if she ever did?
She lived with me for the month of May until August of 2019.
May, so from May until August?
Yes.
And prior to May, she didn't live with you?
No, prior to May, she did not live with me.
She lived with you for about, okay. So she was a student and she lived with you during the summer.
Yes.
And then she went back to school. So you moved in, signed a lease, and it's not a very difficult case. As the world knows, in February, March of this year, we have a global pandemic, and most students were learning remotely by March. Correct, Ms. Barnett?
Correct.
And that includes your daughter.
Correct.
Because she came home from school in December while the plaintiff was living there, or she came home as a result of the pandemic and stayed.
She did stay.
She stayed.
Yes.
And so the two of you now, you and your daughter, were sleeping in the living room.
We were sleeping in our dining room.
Dining room, living room, whatever it was. It was not the way it was when Miss Barnett came there.
Yes.
Now, how many bathrooms are there in the house, Miss Barnett?
There's one bathroom.
Okay, so this is a very easy case. I'm going to get to it. You left to move back home. There is no question in my mind that either you or you and your daughter moved back to the bedroom. You didn't get another boarder in the house.
Well, due to the COVID situation.
You want your security deposit back.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's what the case is about. Now, your property was there until the end of March 22nd. So you wanted a pro rata part of your rent for March. That's something in the house. She gets her security deposit back, Ms. Brown. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. There was actually in the lease that she signed, there was a section, and it's there, that says that if the lease was broken prior to a natural cause, that there was a fee of $1,300 that would be charged.
Okay, so I'm going to answer your question. It's very simple.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Closed captioning sponsored by... Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
When Miss Barnett rented the house, the room in your house with one bathroom, the intention was, and your intention was, that two people would be using that bathroom, two people would be using the kitchen, two people, not three. As a result of the pandemic, things changed. And one of the things that's changed is 1/3 of the bathroom was now being used by your daughter. 1/3 of the kitchen was now being used by your daughter. All consequences as unintended consequences of the pandemic. Your daughter came home from school and stayed.
And brought a dog.
She studied remotely.
They knew the dog was there.
Just a second. Mr. Barnett, I didn't ask you anything. And if you're winning, I would tell you it's a good time to keep your mouth shut.
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the It's dismissed. I just told you. It's dismissed. You have to return her security deposit. Is your daughter still living home?
Well, she was there
Is
at
your
home.
daughter? My question is a simple one. Is your daughter still living home?
Yes.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
This case is concluded. Parties are excused.
And on the next Judge Judy, did she take the money and run?
You did not rebuild the house. Do you get where I'm going, Miss Cassis?
No.
I have all the answers.
Next Judge Judy.
I actually rented the room, and she had full access to the room.
You know, me and Lisa and her daughter, we all had a very pleasant time living together.
And my daughter was not there and was not supposed to be there. Something happened. She had to come home.
So no animosity towards either of them at all.
And that never changed any portion of the room.
But, you know, what's fair is fair.
As well as her access to the apartment.
So I'm also glad that Judge Judy saw